think of, what else do I think of? I also think of some very interesting costumes, like during a powwow, then the Native Americans, they might wear some different types of costumes with feathers and lots of different colors. So that's what I would think of. And then coming up with a story about that, I might write a story from the point of view of somebody who is watching a powwow, or I might come up with a story from the point of view of a chief in in a Native American tribe who is trying to protect the tribe even when when maybe trees are getting cut down or something like that, and the tribe has to work to find a way to resolve that. So there are lots of different ideas for a story that you could come up with based on the things that you've learned. Maybe another thing that I've learned has been about the Ring of Fire. And the Ring of Fire is this area in the Pacific where a lot of volcanoes and earthquakes and tsunamis happened. Actually, the recent one in Samoa and American Samoa was in the Ring of Fire. So that's something I've learned about recently, and it could inspire me to write about somebody who lives in the Ring of Fire and is trying to discover why so many volcanoes and earthquakes happen, and go to the source and try to figure out how they can warn other people when a big volcano is about to happen. So that might be an interesting one. As somebody who is trying to help other people escape from a possible volcano. So we could write about Native Americans would be one, and we could write about them from history or in the modern day. We could write about the Ring of Fire. That's something that I learned. What's something else you've learned that we could get an idea for a story from? Christopher Columbus. Oh, excellent. So from Christopher Columbus, we could write a story about his ships and from the point of view of the crew. Maybe it's not very fun to be on a ship sometimes, and how happy everybody was maybe when they saw land and thought, oh, finally we can get off this ship. Or they might have thought, oh no, now we're going to start exploring. And they thought, oh, that's excellent. Now after we've come such a long way, we get to go. So you might think about how they might have thought, how different people might have thought. And one more thing you learned. The Titanic. Okay, again, very interesting. The Titanic has helped a lot of people come up with stories. There are tons of books about the Titanic. There's even been some TV shows, and there is a movie, The Titanic. Maybe some of you have seen that. I haven't yet, actually. So the Titanic has inspired a lot of different stories because it was a huge ship, and it was really groundbreaking for its time, and that's why it was so surprising when it failed like that. So thinking about the Titanic, maybe you could write from the point of view of the musicians on board who couldn't get into a lifeboat and just kept on playing while the boat sank. Or you could write from the point of view of somebody who did manage to get on the lifeboat and got rescued and who felt so grateful. Or you could write from the point of view of a person who maybe was confident that the Titanic would never sink, who was so surprised when that did happen. So there are lots of different points of view, different people, and their ideas about the event that you could explore. And all of these, it's interesting to think maybe for Christopher Columbus. What did the Native Americans think of Christopher Columbus? What did Christopher Columbus think of the Native Americans? And maybe what did the Native Americans think of him? Or the Titanic. You could come up with the idea of somebody who got on a lifeboat who said, oh, it's not the Titanic's fault, it just sunk. Or somebody who had to be on the Titanic and thought, well, they didn't bring enough lifeboats, so it is their fault. So you can really explore different ideas. Form opinion. Now I'm hoping it won't be quite like this when you're looking at food you don't want to eat, but your opinion or what you think about a topic is really valuable. So for instance, what do you think about the idea that kids should wear uniforms in school?
Yeah, think about that. Wear nice clothes.
Wear nice clothes? Okay, so are you saying that you don't want a uniform or you do?
What do you think about wearing uniforms? What are your thoughts on that?